more.
I think they answered the question too. I'm not sure they were entirely certain with that one, but they find out the hard way. And yeah, I think the biggest thing is that Philosopher's Stone. You lose out on that, and all of a sudden you're in a situation where you have this disrupt, you have the Snapfire, two supports that would love that golden take, especially Hanskin, who would want to get towards the nags as quick as possible against this team. Now that's not an option.
I mean, Weehar's holding it right now because, you know, a lot of his damage is coming from this Resonant Pulse, which is just, you know, magic damage. Don't need any sort of physical.
You know, a little bit of extra shadow, and when he's done with it, you can just pass it over to your Skywrath, who, by the way, almost has the ATOS complete, just a few hundred gold off. And now there's the second Philosopher's Stone.
Dire's top tower.
We're sitting here going, how do I carry two? It's not an option.
Easy money.
Radiant's
Should be given over to the Skywrath most likely. Jump in. Speaking of Skywrath, he needs all the gold he can get now. He's dead. They use the kisses as well. They hard commit for this, but the response coming out. Static Storm is down. Does trap in Weed, but he doesn't care. Who's trapped in with who? His limb is just brought down courtesy of the Shatter. And Mind Control will move forward, unable to find Fard as he gets away in time. And once again, Alliance unable to make the connect quick enough and get out in time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and that big downside of taking team fights when the creep wave is pushed next to your tower means that instantly that objective is taken by Nigma. And right, it's still looking a pretty even game. You can never count out a Medusa in this, and Nico Baby's been pretty good at dodging a lot of these team fights, farming when he's got the space, and it's just on the rest of his team to make sure that they're not dying unnecessary deaths and lessening the chances that he has to get this lead extended.
No, and the situation does exacerbate itself a little bit in terms of Nigma's favor in the next few minutes, because they're going to be going towards these death slays. Once you have the death zone line, there's the first one coming out. You can look towards Roche, right? The only thing you're trying to now do is force out Snapfire's ultimate or just kill her off. As Sparta looks to the wrong place. This is the moment where they could just converge straight to the tier if they want to. Or you just push in, take tier 1 tower, maybe a tier 2.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
No hang around.
We talked about the target priority all throughout this series, particularly in the last game with the Snapfire. Great choice to look to find where she would be on the backside and quickly pick her off. Only up in 10 seconds, so still has that potential for coming back and influencing this next fight, but I think Roche will go down way too quickly.
Absolutely way too quick. Even just a level 1 corrosive haze. Now that you have that Deso with power hit, the hitting on the armlet life skiller, we as well has the chrysalis complete. It's going to be easy pick. Nothing you can do as well, because you'd be going in that fight without a Medusa. Nico Baby is still not ready to fight.
Radiant's middle tower.
This is always the issue. Every time with Medusa, you look over, you're like, okay, how many more items? And it's always just one more.
We had just moved away from the smoke that was popped there, so not an ideal situation. Probably going to get spotted by this tower here, but Farda positioning himself relatively well again, where he died previously. This time, though, I think he's going to be...
the life still inside him, though. I don't think they want to go on Weir in any situation. However, 23 is hanging around a little bit too long.
Counter smoke coming through, but they're going in completely different directions.
They should realize this very quickly. This should be the moment where 33 doesn't... I don't think you even farm this wave. There has to be a call right now from your team going, okay, they're not here. We've de-warded, but they're completely missing from the map. Don't show.
Now he's not going to show.
You can see the moment where he turned around like, oh, creeps.
Should I?
We could get a tier 1 tower out of it.
What's the worst that could happen?
I've heard that one too many times, and every time I wake up with a hangover and regret.
Valentine's.
Not so much that, maybe. I don't know. There's plenty of people in Twitch chat that can relate. You'll probably get drunk, but you don't worry about the regret in the morning. Or the regret that leads to the drinking.
Are scanning.
Like,
that's Future Pidge's problem.
That's Future. I think I'm more concerned about what Future Alliance's problem here is. Because it's looking like they might not have a future in this qualifier at this rate. A 5,000 net worth lead already building. Nigma in control. And you don't have any answer soon. Yes, you've got a Medusa on the high ground. It's just a matter of if you get caught out of the base, close to the base, as you mentioned earlier when they took that tower, the speed at which this lineup hits towers, you lose the Medusa close to your base, you're going to lose a lane. And they're going to lose 33 at this rate.
Oh, no.
Not the quickest kill, so there's the remedy. They do force out the stone gate, so they will completely retreat. That's all they want. It's a little hit and run. And that right there is value cloak, is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Yes, it's hard to say who has the higher burst damage potential right now, because a disproportionate amount of the net worth is on both of these position ones. Oh, respect.
Kisses. Not a hard commitment, but this might backfire against them as they get nothing. And now you have no kisses for the big fight. I feel like I can never emphasize this enough. This is the thing with kisses, right? Like, this tells you how far behind Alliance feel right now, is when you commit kisses like that, it's very low expectation. Because you know it's a slot of a pipe already.
Yeah.
And it's only level 1 kisses. So now you don't even have the full potential damage output when you get to a big team fight, and you might lose even more as Handscoop gets found out. We'll just fall. We'll be committing the Static Storm. That's going to be a tier 2 tower full, and Nigma's going to take another one.
Now Alliance are in a very bad position, because not only fight into an Aegis against a core that honestly you don't have a ton of answers to in the Lifestealer, he's also got the Halberd, so all the damage that's potentially going to kill him, you have to kill him twice through a Halberd, which is next to impossible.
Yeah, you can just see how very casually he comes down from his tiny airlines experience and immediately just starts hitting tower. It just doesn't phase him. And this is causes with armlet off. If he sees Tiny jump in, he'll just switch armlet on and live long enough. Tower will go down. Cookie gets sludged out by the rage.
Dire's bottom tower.
It's tempting to actually invest to heal up, but they'll just back away. There's no rush here. They get a tower, they back off. You got some gold to spend. Wait with the next wave. Heal up by the time you arrive. Avalanche. Toss. Miracle says, what was that? Did someone just stop me for 2 seconds from hitting buildings? Problem. Big problem, actually. Gets caught out here. This is gone. That's true, but this might be the back off, and you would have liked a lot more this first Aegis. So it's going to go down. The kisses are coming out. Avalanche toss already.
That's a lot.
God, Alliance strike back. The kisses won't reach much further. Hero moving away with that Glimmer Cape will be able to TP out successfully. They only lose the Lifestealer, but Alliance have repelled the forces of Nigma out of their base.
Great crowd control coming from Alliance as well. I was talking about the difficulty in killing the Lifestealer. It doesn't really make a difference if you can't get that Heaven's Halberd off onto the Deucer while she's dealing all this damage through to you. So, maybe going a little bit too far there, and the return for taking a tier 3 tower, not as big as it used to be.
No, that's the summarizing thing. When you actually look at the map, there's still a tier 2 in the mid, right? So, Nigma, they aren't going to get much else out of that. You can actually see the way the push is waning because they only commit the Lifestealer at the front. And this Lifestealer, while he is fairly farmed and Miracle is having a great game, it's not your 18,000 net worth Lifestealer, right? Where he's bulked up a bit more. He has the XP advantage as well. And he's just this unassailable tank.
Mm-hmm. Continuing to build up into the armor here on the Timber Sword. Got the plate mail queued up after finishing up the Lotus Orb. Potentially thought about, you know, will he finish up the Hood of Defiance at least? Maybe not necessarily a pipe, but just the Hood to make it a lot harder to kill him in particular.
I think you just keep the casual Hood with the braces, right? Because of the Skywrath threat. But right now, it's just... If you think about the armor state of things, if he gets hit by the Deso and a Corrosive Haze, and he doesn't have maxed out reactive armor, he just melts in the blink of an eye with the amount of damage they have. So I can understand that the plate mail takes priority in this situation. And then you probably at that stage just take out the cloak because you have 2 braces. Alternatively, you can just get rid of one of the braces now, as you're about to hit 15 as well. So
yeah, definitely sacrifice their farming capabilities on the Lifestealer to go for this style of pick-off, to go for this tower-taking potential. You know, you've got the Basher queued up.
That can fight as well. Jump in, fight almost dead, moving away, wiggling off the Lotus Orb to try and reduce the damage, but he's going to go down the Cookie. What?
Nice static.
Look at the way he dies. Static Storm is going to be good. BKB chase through from Medusa. The kisses are out in a Miracle. They're trying to seclude him from the team. The Glimpse back to make sure he has no reinforcements, and he will go down. Guru even might die on the exit as they're chasing for 33. If you can keep eyes on, they've got the Glimpse in 7 seconds. Once again, Nigma punished for this aggression. You were trying to highlight it about their builds, right? They've gone for this go in, this commitment. It's not going to farm as hard as this Medusa, so they understand if you try and race a Medusa in this late game scenario, you lose. You have to go for active items now, and it is backfired twice for Nigma.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the decision to go before the basher was completed, premature from them, thinking that, you know, we've got the jump, Medusa might be slightly out of position, we might be able to catch someone, but they didn't have any vision up on the high ground, so them feeling particularly confident was a little bit perplexing.
And you can see why Alliance feel confident. You said they don't have any vision. Alliance like, damn right they don't. The amount of sentries laced in this area. And as I'm talking about that disruptor, well, he got the outpost. It's a little bit soon.
Which gets taken back.
Maybe he's as bad at counting as me and doesn't see that it's not 30 minutes yet. Nah.
Let's not talk about counting.
Hey, count is hard. Okay. Sometimes you just want blood. All right, I'll give you numbers right now. 18-17 is the kill score right now. Net worth lead, while in Nigma's favor. Just scrap that away. All right, this kill score is right now is closer representation of the state of this game. Either team could actually come out swinging at the end of this one and head over to the StarLadder miner. And when you think about the scaling potential as well, there is potential on both sides. You can never rule out the Medusa, as you said, who's queued up the Divine Rapier. That powerhouse could lead you to victory. At the same time, Nigma, they still have this 2-core combo with the crypt build on with the way he's going towards this Bloodthorn next. He's gonna have that relevance, and of course, life still needs no explanation. He just needs to get that basher online so he actually has some lockdown of his own.
Oh man, that Rapier, that's going to be the game changer. Obviously, the only item left in the game that gives that true strike. Really effective this time around, and you have to think, you know, with this build that 3-3's going, he's got the 4-staff queued up. Would it be better for him to try going for the pipe so that you have that little bit of extra magic resistance for the Dusa and the block as well? Or is the maneuverability in teamfights going to be the big thing for them? Haven't got a Hurricane Pike just yet, I don't believe, unless it's coming out to him. But just the Dragon Lance he feels important for right now.
I think it's the fact that the Medusa went for the BKB, right? And you know Tiny should be tanky enough to be fine. So you're like, oh, I can just get, you know, standardized utility, right? Give you that mobility. And an orb destruction coming up for Nico, baby. But that's the thing, like, this BKB is the game changer. The fact that he has this, you've seen the way these fights are approached, right? Nigma can't actually reach the Medusa anymore. And the difference in that matchup right now, and the reason Rapier is so good on this hero, well, it's always been a great item, but the reason you pick it up so early now is the change to Stone Gaze. That movement speed change of 50% now gives you the ability to chase down and actually use that Rapier. The issue with Medusa for a long time, I'm sure I don't have to explain to you, Matt, is this fact you get late game, you can't even have your boots anymore. You're like, well, I'm stacking Rapiers, guys. So everyone just runs away from you.
Yeah. That's the thing. Do they have the potential to run away from them? You know, you've got this Tiny that's going to be blink, tossing people back in. You've got 4-staff for maneuverability. You've got the Glimpse. Very, very difficult. And then you've also got a Timbersaw chaining in after you. You've got a Snapfire that can give the extra mobility through the cookie. And then even if it is long range, you've got the Kisses. So, you know, Alliance are looking pretty decent right now. It's just a matter of, are they going to be caught out of position and Nigma be able to get a pick off? Now they've got the Basher. Now they've got the potential to pick someone off before these key abilities can come out, and or that it's as hard to read as possible trying to push out this lane before they go.
And you can tell this is a team decision the way they do it, because you mentioned the item build that Limp has gone for, right? He understands there's clearly a call probably a few minutes ago where he said, I'm not gonna be a powerhouse, right? I can't build in this right-click build. There's no conversion point for me right now. So what do I do to make your game work, Nico, baby? And he sat there, reflected for a moment. Rapier.
It's coming. He hasn't. He's actually purchased the Demon Edge portion of it. I like it. Yes. This is what they need. They need to get on the back line. 3-3 is not that back line, though.
And that's straight away. Mind control's like, nope. Nope. I just want to see you around here. Tell me who is in this neighborhood. No one you want to say hi to.
If that was a Disruptor or a Snapfire, I think they would have committed.
Yeah, but now Alliance, it's their turn to smoke. They need to be quick here. This Roche won't take long.
They've got the Courier giving vision.
They're not quick enough, though. They're going to try and actually maybe just submit the fact that the Aegis won't be in their hands, but they can punish them here. In this choke point, this could be huge for them, even if the Aegis is in the hands of their opponents. Limb jumps in. Aegis being picked up, though, forced up away, and Limb's already almost dead. The kiss is coming through. They'll get rid of the Skyrack. 1-for-1 trade right now. Limbs is going to come out, dragging him back towards the Stone Gaze Medusa. And Nico Baby activates the BKB, brings down mind control as well. Buyback will come out from Tiny. He says now's the time to fight. We slash him through. Looking for the kills. Hands get controlled up, will be brought down, and they're starting to go in favor of Nigma as Miracle surges forward towards Nico Baby, who has no way to protect himself anymore. The controller's out. The Ice Blast comes in. Limb gets clipped as well. Medusa's going to be brought down. Dead for 80 seconds. And the chase is on. Limb retreats towards the base. They leave behind the timber. He says, go. There's no way out for me. Ultra kill for we. No one left around for the rampage. But now they have an Aegis to pivot off and a Medusa dead for 80 seconds. And they would have noticed that Demon's Edge.
And oh man, it's just the difference that literally 1 second can make. He blinks in just after they finish it. Could have gone for the snatch, knowing that the Tiny had the open inventory slot available, so he didn't have that bracer handy. That little bit of extra magic resist, that little bit of extra HP could have been the difference between having to buy back and not. So one decision could be the thing that unfortunately causes Alliance to bow out at the last stage of this minor qualifier.
And it's one of these type of scenarios where you could have potentially used the kisses to just set up that zone of destruction. So Nigma friend, right? You could have done it prematurely. But it shows you the state of the game for Alliance. That they need every element at their disposal to drop Nigma's members. So if they throw out the kisses and they use it more as a scouting tool, and it's wrong, and that call is wrong and spotted out, instantly they can no longer fight for 110 seconds. And that is the struggle for Alliance. As you said, just a second difference between it being a good move and a bad. And just the issue we sometimes see for teams, right? Where they try and over-rotate the wrap. Like, you could see a moment where they were considering just going up into the dire high ground before committing. And it backfires hard for them as a result of that. No, Nico Baby, his only choice is to try and see if his team can buy enough time that he can complete this race. Last time he approached this base, he's learned his lessons and his mistakes, and so many extra items now in the hands of Nigma. It's easy for them to do this with less chance of repercussion, shall we say, coming out from the side of Alliance. They're going to be forced to fight before the Rapier is ready at this rate. Avalanche toss, they just want to try and get this Aegis because they're just 1,000 gold away from having Rapier complete. The tower is already gone.
Insane amount of lifesteal.
It only works when he actually lifesteals things, though. They stop them short of getting the melee racks. They will back off, and that's the breathing room they need as long as they don't come immediately back in. As Nico Baby is just 800 gold away. The courier's already on its way out.
He's healthy again.
Radiant's bottom.
Also got that double damage in the top lane, but no one's there to pick it up.
He's definitely looking full alive. Unlike these Raxes, as the second lane will fall. And
Aegis gone.
lovely time. The glimpse back avoided though. Full rage. There's no way you're getting a kill on a life score like that. But that does give you the space you need to try and get this rapier complete. Nico Baby will come out of that smoke to farm it up. He's still a few hundred gold short. If they find Miracle as the kill, which enables them to go for that rapier, you couldn't ask for a huge pick up. And there it is. Avalanche toss in. Static Storm is down. The kisses as well. And Miracle is begging for help, but his team no longer knows his name, as he's the one who ends up praying for a miracle. And Nico Baby, look at this. 50 gold. It's going to be complete. This is the rapier. This is where you need to get. And crushes him, mind, body, and spirit alike, dead for 80 seconds, and 900 golds into the hand of the Tiny.
What are they doing with this time, though? They're already down 2 lanes of Rax. They need to push in the lanes, and GH and Kuroki and Mind Control, they've done a fantastic job of making sure that there's not going to be any fear of consequence for those sorts of deep deaths.
That's right. That's the advantage you have when you pushed in, right? This is why it's always, you know, this team is 2, 3, maybe 4 fights away from winning the game. It's all about that first fight that gets you out on the map, the second fight that gets you on their side of the map. Third is usually fixated around Roche, which could be up in a minute's time.
You know, it's great that they could get the kills onto these cores, but other than a nice little gold bounty of, actually that's not bad, 900 for Weeha. Just under 600 for the Miracle Death. Really too much resulted from it. An outpost at this stage of the game, especially when there's 3 minutes remaining until the next lot of experience goes out. It's not going to be a big game changer.
But it does
level
make
25 is the next biggest thing, and the next neutral items.
But it also does make Nigma give it back a little bit, right? In this situation, when you see the lanes are naturally going to push in, what you want to try and do is you want to try and expedite that process. You want to shove them in. But as we just presented, if you get caught out of position, you can still very easily die to this lineup. So now you're in this situation where you want to get their attention out lanes in prep for Roshan and Alliance. Instead, they're going deep looking for an opportunity. Take that outpost away. If this is a quick Roche spawn, it's not. 2 minutes. And
you've also got top lane pushing in, so reveals a lot about Alliance's positioning. If you've got this giant super creep wave, 2 waves actually, 3 pushing into the base.
And now Nigma, they see the opportunity to rotate, smoked up and on the move.
Wow, they're actually moving back for it in the backdoor protection mid lane.
The racks aren't what get you the win here. You're up against a Medusa or a Rapier. You need to kill her. You do that, you break Alliance.
Look at this handskin positioning. So deep on the edge. Now the tier 4s, they're under siege.
They're still ignoring it. They're hesitant to come back because both teams are just waiting for this Roche. And if you come back, you know that the side of Nigma could just hold you in these choke points.
Radiant's middle tower.
And here we go. Yeah, they're going.
They've had enough. And there's the TV's back. They finally get eyes on what Nigma's doing.
That's a valuable resource to be expended. Tier 4 is now very much in the equation.
It's a high value play, right? Like the potential upside for Alliance there is you find a crucial pick and then you completely take leverage over the map. I don't blame them for making that play. It beats you standing in the base, and that's the more anticipated play. When you have this Medusa, the traditional thing that Medusa's always done when they're behind is, guys, I need another Rapier. And they'll just sit and they'll farm waves safely.
We have deep again.
I was gonna say, as a result, now they find themselves in a situation where you have had to surrender your control of that side of the map. Nigma are fully aware of this, and now you maybe don't have a favorable location when it comes towards the Roche situation.
just had a gem delivered through onto Limp, so it's all about getting control back on this map. Are they going to try and go for this outpost as well? Because right now they're not getting any experience, and to hit up into his level 25, that might be the key difference maker. Don't think they'll have time though.
It's way too late. It's not worth the risk right now. This next fight will decide whether they actually can defib themselves back into this game, or if they just want to sign their own death warrants. And Parda's going to do exactly that as he gets caught out. Mind control is hunting forward. Can't see anyone though. They know they're on the high ground, but it's a Medusa, so you respect it. Instead, you eye up Roche. It has just spawned. There's no easy way you can interrupt this right now. Not unless you buy back on the snap fire straight away, and even then it's a long trek across. This is going to be the Agonyms as well. You do not want to give that to a StarLadder.
Not much choice. Oh, they went for the steal. He got it.
He got the kill and the Aegis, and that will be all he'll pick up. He'll be happy with that. He'll give over his life. They're waiting behind him. Maybe they try and fight, but BKB from mind control. Limp not able to easily get out of this. Will fall. Nico baby, he shot once. Limp is buying a little bit of time, but it's just enough time they retreat after they revealed they were still waiting around. All right, Alliance.
Anyone caught it? Handskin?
They might find a little nutritional snack on the side as Handskin gets blitzed down. Ran over by Wee.
I don't know about that one. I think maybe he was trying to keep that top wave pushed out a little bit with the Thunderstrike, but caught out of position there. Probably have to force his buyback, even though he's only got 35 seconds on the respawn timer.
Situation for both of them, really, at this rate. Medusa is at risk if she comes too far forward from this, and there's the buyback of Tiny. You're still going to lose the tower. This is do or die. Nigma have had enough. You take away their toys, they take away your base, and they're going to take away your timber if he's not careful. Moves out the ice blasters in time. Stone Gate's been used. Toss back, Avalanche control, but Miracle's out with the Glimmer Cave. And now you have no Stone Gaze. A Medusa that is now incredibly vulnerable in the jump in. Mind control moving forward. Misses the Slivering Crush, but the Remnant comes out in the snapfire, controlled up. BKB activated, we chasing in the meantime. 33 just being wailed on by Miracle. They will lose the snapfire. Buyback comes out, still has the kisses to work with, and 33 is still alive. They're just trying to get the racks right now. Toss away, trying to keep Miracle off the buildings, but Mind Control will go in to finish the deal. BKB trying to slow down. He's not getting the BKB, but he will do enough to bring it down. He'll be able to get the racks, the mega creeps, and get out. The kisses will not find kills, other than the boy spirit who's brought down pretty early. But now Mind Control able to move away in time. Miracle still farming up items. If there's anything Miracle's going to do in the game, it's farm. But they miss the opportunity to trap from the Static Storm. He'll go for the TP away. This is ballsy, but he will make it out just in time.
Oh, the Rapier just not enough, and you have to feel that maybe if those little bit of extra experience was gotten from the outposts, it would have been the difference maker. You know, hitting up onto those level 20 talents a bit earlier on the Timber as well as the Tiny. Hitting level 25 on the Deucer just a little bit earlier. Kuro? Trouble.
He's just doing this to keep them away. Like, this is the Alliance's only play. They have to go down mid and try to pivot.
Let's get more back.
And instead, in they go. Control out to 33. Mind Control might melt up here. He walked straight into Limp, but that wasn't what he wanted. And now the chase is on the Miracle. He got out once. I'm not sure if he does it again. The cookie's there. Kinetic could trap him in. No rate for 5 seconds, and they see everything. And they would be able to burst him down.
Kuro's gonna melt.
Gone. Kuro is indeed melting, trying to move away quick enough, but they stay on top of my finger, just ate the cheese as well, and he'll also die. Nigma, in a rush to try and keep the pressure on his top Alliance, are now hemorrhaging heroes one by one.
And those tier 4 items become available as well. The Illusionist Cape, pretty effective on the Deucer. You can pop it, use the illusion to help split push, and also a gem on the ground just at the top of this little ramp here on the left side on the Radiant Tricamp area. So I wonder if that was spotted out. I don't think so by the Disruptor.
No, it doesn't look like that is going to be the case. I think they're just more focused on trying to get down mid. You need to force all the buybacks you can. You assume that every member of Nigma has buyback. You will then be surprised if you reach the base in time to learn that Lifestealer does not. And considering the situation you have put Alliance in, they don't have many other plays than going mid hard. And with a double Rapier, that may be the only play left for the side of Alliance.
Yeah, we can see the Boots of Travel queued up here by Limp. He's pushing out the spot lane, and then he wants to get right back in the action.
Stand strong behind your Deucer. Repair kit. Both sides can use the same sense of irony to hold back. Nico, baby, looking fine for the moment. Will sidestep the Ice Blast. He can't afford to go back. This is in or you are out of this qualifier.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they ping it. They need to move.
Are they going to go for it?
Racks. They have to go for it. There is no other option. You can attack without being hit up by the tower. Prepare Kit to slow this down. 30 seconds might be long enough, but there's the glyph to buy some time. They force it out early, but Life Stealer will be available with this fight. And look at the
Radiant.
They're losing it right
base.
now. The glyph. Snapfire will go back. You need to actually stay here, which means they know you're now in numbers advantage. This is the moment where they can try and deal with Nico, baby. Solo Crest to slow him down. BKB gets activated just to bring down another tower, and they stab the back line. Hanskin has to use a static storm, but he's free to do what he wants. Mind control will be Bell through once, but he eats the cheese. Hex is going to come out. Moving forward, Mystic, but they stack on top of the Medusa, the keeper in the game. This is the way that they win, and they're looking like they're going to do it live.
Medusa!
They win the game. The damage overwhelms Nigma and crushes the hopes of making it to this lad as Alliance against the odds, against Mega Creeps, and with the double rapier play, they take the series